That was awful. I was doing nothing that night.
Doesn't matter which side.
I got called, he said, where is it? What do you mean? And he goes, well, the planning commission. I said, well, I'll be there next week. He goes, it was tonight, news.
Kim, when we were out here, we need to
I think
change
so. I'm trying to get a hold of someone for the first
Here you go,
item.
you got it.
got me covered. You don't want to use this
I
tonight.
don't want to use nothing like
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order, the Town of Roanoke Plan Commission. We have a roll call to start with.
Ed Ferris.
Here.
Steve Clark.
Here.
Jim Sproul. Terry Miller.
Here.
Jerry Meehan.
Present.
Terry Stoffel.
Present.
Steve Clark. He's on there twice.
He's here, he's only here once. Okay?
He's only here once.
Present.
Bob Bowman. Don Freiberger.
Here.
Brandon
Deja
Hill.
vu. Deja vu, they call it.
Okay, we have consideration of minutes from May the 14th. Everybody have a chance to look at those?
I just looked through those, I didn't see anything. I'll make the motion to approve them.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Brandon, second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Is there a conflict of interest for any of the business items for the town of Roanoke? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead to, it says old business. We have, or any old business, and then, is this old business or it says old business on this? I just want to make sure there's not something. It's new business,
Yeah,
okay.
it's new business.
Okay,
I mean,
typo,
we
okay.
got the- Yeah.
Okay, all right. So new business, we have application filed by MLS Engineering on behalf of JJG Real Estate Holdings requesting a reclassification of zoning from R2 residential low density to GB general business on property located at 10549 North Roanoke Road. Is there anybody here for the applicants? Is there anybody coming tonight?
I've
Or?
tried to reach him. I've texted, and I'm not getting anything back. So maybe let's do the other one first, and maybe someone will show up for this one.
Okay, okay.
I
We'll
make a
come back
motion,
to
we table it until
Yep.
somebody arrives.
Okay, motion's been made by Steve to table. Jerry seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, we'll table this until, we'll go ahead to the next docket. We have RPC 25-003 application filed by Gabriel Ventures LLC requesting primary plat approval for Sunflower Meadows subdivision on property located at 3480 East, 1000 North. Are the applicants here that would like to come forward and you state your name and address?
Yeah, my name is Tom Clooney. I live at 6492 North US Highway 24 in Huntington. And our proposal is for a subdivision. It's a 11-acre lot proposal, and we've kind of worked through the process on getting everything submitted. It's going to be essentially identical to what we did at Pheasant Ridge, just up the street, same covenant, same everything. And we've kind of worked through the process on questions that people had, at least of us so far, in working back and forth with Kim. So that's our proposal.
Okay. Have some questions from the board?
On lot one, the access to that would be off the county road.
It would be off the county road. We checked with County Highway, and they said that was okay for an entrance there.
Private drive, is that still stone? That's not an asphalt
Right,
drive.
at this point it is, yes.
What? So who takes care of that?
Each of the landowners own part of that drive coming in, and they're responsible legally to maintain that. And that's part of their property.
I want you to understand, I'm for these developments.
Right.
But I do have some concern about that stone driveway. And to the point where we've had talks about that type of, I mean, you're meeting the requirements right now. So,
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, don't sweat it, but how much cost would that add to that project? Would it put that project out of,
You know, if you would
if you had
chip and
to-
seal what we show as roadway now, you'd probably spend $100,000.
okay, so that would put that project out of over cost?
It would make it a lot tighter, yeah.
Okay, that's my question to you. I
Right.
mean,
Right, and it's essentially what happened down on Union Mill, because I came in the other day and we talked about it, and I had to shut it down over drainage concerns, because I couldn't make it right as far as the way they needed it, and I certainly didn't want to do something that wasn't. So, yeah, I mean, I just think there's probably a little bit of give and take there.
and just thinking out loud, even if you chip and sealed it, there's still maintenance down the road that would be individually for each person's
Correct.
responsibility.
It would
So
be.
even if it's okay right now, that chip and seal eventually would need maintenance and/or repair.
Sure.
So you still have the same, okay, all right.
I don't think a cost factor is for us to worry about. That's something there. I think these need to be paved. Every subdivision that we see around here has paved driveways or paved roads.
But it's
There's
still,
one at Markle that's a paved one right off of 224. It was put in years ago that all the houses share. I just think we need to look at some of our guidelines. We've opened up the door for other stuff that needs to be looked at, and I think we need to look at it here, because I think we're going to see a lot more of this continue to come. So
but it's still a private driveway. Even if he paves it, it's still gonna need maintenance. down
I'm
the
saying
road.
we need to look at our ordinances and look at those as, I think they should be paved.
I think they already are looking at the ordinance, and Dave can attest to that. I just don't think it's gone through yet for a vote with the commissioners.
I believe that's been from the attorney's office and stuff for the commissioners to look at the next commission.
Because
But Kim, what would you do? Make that a public road then?
I mean, it could be. I guess if they're gonna pave it, if they're gonna chip and seal it, or do millings, or pave it, we'll call it chip and seal. I would assume that everybody would want the county to take it over.
There'd be a process they've got to go through with the attorneys, and I think it's something to do with like deeding the property to the county, then it would become a county road that would be maintained.
So the answer is
Right.
yes.
But in order for us to take it in.
Put the road in
we
a
want
certain
it to be
standards as well.
A hard surface road.
Up to your
It
standards.
has to be like a brand new road to us to take over. We don't have the money or the resources to build roads from scratch for subdivisions.
Just
As of now, he legally does not have to. Eventually, they will have to. And even if he does do the chip and seal, it doesn't necessarily have to be taken over by the county.
right, but I'm saying even if you required it to be paved and it's still a private road, somewhere down the road, there's gonna be maintenance and stuff that needs to be done on it. So yes, it's a little better from the onset,
Right.
but you're still gonna maintain it. So whether it's a gravel road or a paved road, if it's still a private drive,
And that's
then
worked out in
somewhere
the
the
covenants
maintenance
though,
is gonna
right?
come in too.
Excuse me?
That's worked out in your covenants.
It is.
Yeah.
The private covenants, so.
And so, again, I'm not against the development, but we're worried about, I think, what happens down the road with that driveway,
It's buyer beware, they know what they're buying, and it's in the covenants. The only problem is that then they're pestering the county highway to take it over. But your ordinance will cover that, and so it is, it's buyer beware at that point.
I got a subdivision now that wants us to take over for 5 houses, and it's gonna cost them probably $150,000 just to get the road to our specs. It wasn't built to specs, it's not wide enough, cul-de-sacs aren't big enough. So, time they make the road wider, make sure the asphalt's the right thickness, you're looking at $150,000 for 5 houses.
so why do they want you to take it over? Why do they want you to take it over?
Because they're tired of
Thank you.
maintaining it and having to pay someone to plow snow in the winter time.
That's,
They had the asphalt company out this year patching the asphalt road that they have now. I've had 2 people on that same division call me, wanting me to ask about it, and I'm like, you have to get the road up to our spec before we'll take it over. Because we don't have $200,000 later, $150,000, $200,000 later on just to go build roads because they were put in 10, 15 years ago and not the county spec. Because I know one of Tom's developments at Pheasant Ridge, cul-de-sacs aren't big enough, so I'm never gonna take that subdivision in. They're 36-foot radius, because they need to be 55. can't turn my trucks around then when I plow snow in winter time. And if I'm backing up in deep ditches, I'll be, you can't use your fire truck to turn around there if you need to.
So again, you're meeting the code as it is. So we're talking about something that may be needing to be done down the road.
Hey, Kim,
Mm-hmm.
do you know if there's any property tax difference if it's paved versus gravel?
I could not tell you.
No,
Who would know that?
Jill Zorger, the assessor's
Assessor's
office.
I
don't
think
know.
I wouldn't say for sure.
there is when it's concreted. If it's concreted, there is an assessment is greater. Asphalt is thought to be temporary, the concrete is permanent. So you,
Well, I'm just wondering if it's like, if it's private versus the county takes it over. Is there a difference in how it's assessed, the tax revenue?
There could be.
I mean, that,
There could be. I don't know for sure. I don't know 100%, but there could be.
I would think it'd be money well spent to have it paved right from the onset. Looking down the future, it'd be to your advantage, to the other subdivisions you have, and to those homeowners. We're not talking about little tiny modular homes here. This is beautiful properties. I think would only add to the value of
Any more questions for the applicant?
One of the things that he was supposed to address, Mr. Clooney, was the radius, and obviously it looks like it has been on the cul-de-sac, but the Drainage Board had two concerns with the second retention pond on the McFerrin, and he did get approval to be within 50 feet of the McFerrin drain and was allowed to put two outlets into the McFerrin drain on August the 7th. So he did get those approvals.
And he did get the cul-de-sac big enough?
Yeah, well, it's changed to 55 on the drawing, and it
55 on the
was,
drawing, okay. 'Cause
yeah,
on
it
the
was
paper it said
50.
50, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but on the drawing, it looks like it's got a radius of 55, which is requirement, right, Dave? 55?
And on the side, 55
Yeah.
foot.
So I was assuming that that did get changed there.
So the cul-de-sac size is at least the right size, is what you're saying? Okay, that's good. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, are we ready to open this for public comments, Kim, or?
I'm not grab the sign sheet here. Yes, we are ready for call.
In every association, you need.
Well, really, then the only name that we have on there is yours, Mark Muesling. So, come on up.
If you want to
Unless Lori
state,
wants to talk.
state your name and your address, if you would.
Good evening, gentlemen and ladies. Mark Moisling, and we're at 10495 North 300 East, and we're in the Roanoke Ridge subdivision, Roanoke Ridge Estates, which is immediately west adjacent to this, the property.
Okay.
So I spoke with Tom and Lori just briefly. I didn't quite hear everything. He said something about an 11 acre. Was that just the easement or the common area that he was talking about? 11
lots, yes.
11 lots. Because I did get the plot, and I see, yeah, 11 lots, got it. So we actually have 12 1/4 acres that back up to lot 8 and 9, and we're immediately on the west edge of that subdivision. And, you know, we're in Roanoke Ridge Estates, which, you know, very nice homes over there. Property values increased. We've had it paved from day one. And we do have restrictions that, you know, minimum square feet, 2,000 minimum on a ranch, 3,000 minimum on a 1.5 to 2 story. All 3-car garage minimum, all basements, and no street parking, RVs, any of this. And I think the smallest lot's about 7 acres over there, and there's us and our neighbor have the biggest lots. So we're 12 1/4, so we're going to be adjacent to these lots, and right now we're looking at beautiful countryside, and we built about 9 years ago. So I'm all for, you know, can't stop progress, but from our standpoint, we want to make sure property values are supported with restrictions that are equivalent to what we have. And Tom said that they have them, but I don't, you know, he doesn't have them with him. And so if the board would approve this, could it be subject to approval of these type of restrictions that are going to prevent, you know, because there's people that want to go in and
We can't do
buy.
that.
We don't have that
We
authority.
can't.
Right, those are
based
private
on
agreements.
covenants.
I'm sorry?
Those are private agreements, so we can't be involved in the decision-making on those private agreements, the covenants. So he does have to have covenants for the common areas, at least have that covered, but that is not something that is within our regulations.
So how does that work? Because I'm not familiar with the process. So to keep somebody from building a smaller home, just to have the land and,
I mean, as long as they meet our standards, which is in the ag district is 950 square feet, they'll meet our requirements. So if he wanted to place an additional restriction on that in the deed or in the covenants, he can, but that is a private matter.
so it could be it could be a possibility that somebody could build a very small home.
It could, I don't know, maybe when he has a chance to come back up, he can discuss
Sure.
what, maybe if that's included in his covenants or
Yep,
not.
I'm totally open to that, but
Yeah.
I'm totally on, you know, with the paving, to have stone and even chip and seal. We are looking at a major upgrade on our road now, and we did consider chip and seal. And the residents, I mean, we're looking at a $2,000 per lot expenditure in the next 30 days just to do some repairs.
Did you work that out privately between the homeowners? Okay.
I'm the
And-
president of that board
And so,
currently.
and so hopefully maybe they will do that same thing
Yeah.
in this edition and work that out privately to do things like that.
And I mean, that would be our hopes, is that it's paved from day one.
Yeah.
You know, so it's,
But unfortunately, it's the size of the houses, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, I mean, somebody could buy a lot right next to that and build a 1,000 square foot home right now, and there would be nothing we could really say about that.
Right,
Okay.
right on our end, there's nothing we
Yeah.
can say about that, right?
so that's where the county's minimum is, that's where the county kind of
950.
steps back.
In the zoning district, yes, 950. Now, he may restrict it further in his covenants.
I mean, that would be our hope, so, I mean, we just don't want anything in there that's gonna detract from your value or our value. You know, it's all about uplifting the values of our township.
Understand that.
So I think we're all on the same page. I just wanna make our voice heard that, we've seen, you know, we had a big tax hike this year. I think it was kind of, they didn't, increase it so much the year before, and I think the assessor made up for it this year. But, maybe you guys felt it too, but, you know, which is
Yes.
all fine. It's
Yes.
it all shows up at the closing table, but we want to make sure it doesn't go the other way with future development that's right next to us. You know, in other words, that step down value, mentality, so.
Okay. Understood.
So, I guess I'll just, Don or if there was anything else, for me?
Thanks for your comments. Okay, anybody else in the public would like to speak in regards to this application?
Nobody signed up?
Nope, no.
Nobody else signed up?
Okay, come on up. State your name and your address, please.
Tyler Brown, 3240 East, 1000 North. My wife and I have been there about 10 years. I actually live right in front of Mark here, so on the west-hand side. My thoughts are similar, I think, to our neighbors. I think from my standpoint, I'm just concerned about the drainage on that west side. There's a lot of water, especially in the wintertime, that freezes the road over, just drainage from the field. So I was just concerned about that, just making sure there was a plan that maybe this could hopefully fix that problem if water's being deferred to the retention ponds. And other than that, I would just ask Mr. Clooney to potentially, I don't know if there's a plan to remove the tree line there on the west side, but obviously anyone who buys a lot can do whatever they want with that land. I know there's a 25-foot setback, but I would just ask, keep that tree line in there if any of those mature trees happen to be on the property. That's possible. Most people like privacy.
We have no intention of taking any trees down any tree line, and I would think most people would want their tree installed. I mean, that makes sense to me. If I sell somebody a lot, and they have trees that, they could, but I would think they would be able to do it.
Okay. So yeah, really it's just the drainage and, the natural beauty of the area. So I'm just concerned. Sure.
Okay.
Most of that ground all slopes towards the open ditch. So I'm not quite sure what you're talking about on water on 1000. The road itself, from our standpoint, as far as the drainage board, wouldn't have anything that would be more under Dave's purview. But as far as the regulated drain, most all of that ground slopes to that regulated drain.
You were talking about along the property line, not along the county highway?
Well, he said on 1000.
Right on 1000.
1000,
It does tend to flood at certain times of the year.
He's talking about 1,000.
And that I'm not aware of. Dave may be able to speak to that. I'm not aware of any water running over 1000, because there is a side ditch there that slopes going to the east.
It typically goes across the road and.
Well, we have taken care of that problem with a culvert pipe that the farmer ran over the end.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we opened that up in that area. But I think with the new development, I know I've got to get the road back, so the water should be getting off the road. If there's water problems like that, and those occur all the time because the farmers run over the end of the culvert pipes, and then we don't know until it rains or floods the road. And that's what we do it. We go out and fix them. So it's basically, if you let us know there's a problem, we'll go fix it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a seasonal thing. Right now, we're not seeing it.
Right, you're not gonna see it now, you're not gonna see it till fall, but after farmers harvest all their crops, they run over the ditches, they run over the pipes, and then they don't work, and we've got quite a few farm grounds around here that we work on, and we're out every day fixing pipes, for that reason.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else here would like to speak in regards to this docket item? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public comments. We'll bring it back to the board for discussion.
Did we get a confirmation that he was going to make a restriction on minimum square footage of build out there or not? He's not going to.
We can't require them to. What was your question, Terry, again?
Well, I thought we were going to ask Tom if he had any kind of minimum build
Yeah, go ahead. I don't
square
know, Tom.
footage.
You can come up, speak in the microphone for,
We do have restrictions, and I just hate to say what they are so I don't misquote, but if I'm not mistaken, I think on a single family, it's at 2,000 and it goes up from there.
There you go.
So it's not below that, it'd be that and up. I would have to check to see what they read.
So there's not going to be a small, 1,000 foot, 1,200 foot?
No, I would think Pheasant Ridge is pretty representative.
Okay.
And I don't know that there's anything in there smaller than 2.
Thanks, Tom.
And it probably goes up from there.
Thank you.
And we're not planning on taking any trees down. Individual lot owners, once they get it, you know, they may want to do that, but like those fence lines and stuff, I just think they make good neighbors and it kind of keeps everything so it looks a little bit more mature, so.
Appreciate it.
Got a question. So, I don't have the subdivision information. Gravel driveway is allowed in a subdivision in the county or the city or anywhere?
In the county, on a private drive, yes, it is allowed. It just has to be done to county standards. So the base, the width has to meet
Okay.
county standards if it were to eventually be taken over by the county.
Okay.
But I will not take in control of a stone driveway for a subdivision.
Say that.
I will not take in a gravel drive for a subdivision to maintain. Has to be marked
Right.
surface.
Yes, no, okay.
But if it's a private drive, they can, once they get off the road, they can do whatever they want. Pretty much, I believe, as far as subdivision goes, it's considered a private drive. With, in Tom's case, however many houses, 11 houses, wherever they want, it's a private drive, 11 houses.
Okay.
And that meets all our codes right now. That, I just
Yes.
want to say that again.
Yep,
Okay?
Yep,
Yep.
as they stand now, yes.
Okay.
Any other comments from the board, questions? Okay. Kim, are we ready to go to findings then?
I think so.
Okay. Anybody have anything else you want to bring up before we go to findings?
Any questions about septic systems? We have listed it out in the audience, so if there's any questions at all. If you have any questions about septics, I've got the health department here tonight, so they're gonna start doing that coming to these meetings. So when those questions come up, we say, oh, I don't know.
So what happens if, septic requirements now is 2 areas?
Can you hear him okay? Do you want to come up? Sorry. You come on up if you want to.
No, the two areas got.
This is Alicia with the health
The
department.
two
Alicia's
areas
on.
got deleted. It's gone.
Alternate spot.
Just tell them minimum acreage and how many, you know, the minimum requirements.
So through the health department, we don't have any minimums. We can't through state requirements anymore. Through your ordinance, it's at least a 2-acre lot for a septic. We do not require a secondary site anymore because the state took that away from us as well.
State?
Yeah.
Just when we got everybody used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's been some preliminary stuff done or not as far as that area perking and whatever?
I don't have any reports on it yet.
Okay.
I know Tom usually gets all of his areas done. I know with Pheasant
I
Ridge,
imagine he's
had-
got that and his ducks in a row. So,
Yeah.
okay.
I got all those for Pheasant Ridge. It was amazing.
Yep.
You know, and with the new requirements that we have, it's very rare that we ever find a spot that we can't get a septic put in. And with the size of these lots, we should be able to get them in, no problem.
Okay.
And if they have issues, will they have to shift stuff? Will it have to come back?
No, they won't come back here, no.
No.
That would be their issue.
The worst thing that could happen is that they'd have to have a mound system or something. Yeah.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
We've had several lots in other subdivisions that, of course, you know, they want to put the house right where the soils, you know, the soils tests have been done. We just require a new test for wherever they want to move the new septic to, as long as it's within the setbacks of their property.
Okay.
Yeah, worst case scenario, it's a mound, so.
And at this point in time, this is more of a conceptual idea. Some of the details get hammered down when they come through for the secondary.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
So by the time secondary rolls around, they should know more. I would think by then they've got their soil testing, maybe not.
I would,
Maybe they'll do it when each individual lot gets sold, I guess, so.
like I said, I know for Pheasant Ridge, you did all of those.
Yeah, all at one time, saying, well, Brad, we'll do the layout, and I'll have that other lady soil scientist come in, it just really doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So when they're sold, they buy it knowing that,
They will have an approved test, we'll have all our documentation turned in, so they know when they buy that lot, they have.
that's what I was thinking. Okay.
But there's no flags in that area, see, from what I understand. I'm not speaking for you, but as far as any,
No,
Worries or-
we had an issue around the wetland where the retention ponds are now, and that was taken care of prior to getting the survey done, so I don't see any issues arising.
okay.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else in that regard, or?
I think we're good. Ed.
Okay,
Let's go.
all right. So we'll go ahead then to findings. So again, this is, the commission may approve a primary plat on determination, and so we're going to go through these. And then the first is the primary plat is in compliance with all applicable county codes and ordinances. And what does everybody think? According to Kim's comment is yes, it does.
Staff believe it does, then so I believe it does, so.
Okay, all in favor of that, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll go ahead then to adequate water and septic or sewage can be obtained for each proposed lot, subject to the requirements of 410 IAC 6-8.2 and Huntington County Ordinance 2011-04 as amended. So,
We've just heard from the health department, and it seems like that meets the requirements.
any other discussion on that? Everybody okay? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll go ahead then to adequate stormwater management facilities are provided for each lot.
And it was reviewed by Aaron Carl from TE, and it is adequate for a primary subdivision as presented.
Okay? All in favor of how Jerry's stated this? Signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. We'll go ahead then to adequate vehicular access facilities are provided for by the applicant. And mentions there will be a drive cut permit will be obtained off County Road 1000 North and will provide access to each lot. Lot number 1 will have access off County Road 1000 North. So does that sound acceptable? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
One question on that?
Just real quick, if anything, if they weren't able to, or they had to adjust anything, that's all still gotta go through you guys to get approval anyway, right?
Right, they'll come through with a secondary plat, and that goes
So
to.
that's all part of, okay.
Right, so this is more of like the conceptual phase
Okay.
1, if you will, and then it'll go through secondary plat, which will go through plat committee. Doesn't come back through this board, but goes through plat committee.
Okay.
When some of the fine details are hammered out.
Okay.
What you call for that vote again, start from the beginning.
Okay.
All right.
So yes, we'll read this again. This is adequate vehicular access facilities are provided for by the applicant. And again, there's the driveway cut permit will be obtained off County Road 1000 North. That's provided for each lot.
And then lot 1 will have access off the county road. Yep.
Is everybody okay with that? Okay, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye. I want it paid, so.
Okay. One opposed? We'll go ahead then to a county or state driveway approach permit can be obtained for each location approval. And that would be approach permit will be required for the access road into the subdivision and for lot number 1 off County Road 1000 North. Does everybody agree to that?
Yes.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, one opposed. Okay. Any other discussion on this docket item?
I guess I'll address Todd. I'm not, I see where you're coming from. I know that you are not for that because of that, but right now he's playing by the rules right now. But I agree.
I have a right to vote no.
You're right. We should probably change
We
the
need to
rules and
address
stuff like
that.
yeah. And Todd, I'm not against that, so.
There's hardly any subdivisions around. You can go to Markle out by Don, you can go to, right up the road to that Heritage Farms, and they're all, I mean, I just
Okay, very
think
good.
they need to be paved.
Well, I think as a group, we probably need to think about addressing that.
I said that the last meeting. I think I voted no last meeting on the drive.
Yeah, okay.
Kim, I've got one more question. Don't we have to change the zoning on this? Because it's zoned agriculture right now.
Right, but it meets the requirements for the ag district.
Yeah, there's residential and ag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
That's
sorry.
one of the permitted uses, yeah.
You're right, I'm sorry. Yep,
That's okay.
okay,
That's a good question.
yep, okay.
Good question.
Yep.
Had me scared for a minute.
It did me too, because I just thought, this is ag.
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay, sorry, never mind.
Okay,
Still new at
good
this.
question.
Okay, is there any other discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve this.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, one opposed. Motion passes. Get the count.
Yes, if you have counted.
Okay.
You're on.
All right, so we'll go ahead then to the next docket. Actually, are the applicants, any word from them
Do we
yet?
have a Chuck Jordan? Chuck Jordan is not here. So I heard back from the applicant, he was unaware of the meeting, he thought someone from MLS was handling it for him. He asked if they needed to be here for it to go through. I'll leave that up to you guys, between me, Jerry, and Terry. I think we know enough about it from development plan, we probably could get through that. Unless you want to table it till the next one, till he can be here. But I feel like we can handle most questions. There's no one from the public with concerns, so that's up to you guys.
I guess I think we can go ahead and go through it, and if something comes up during the discussion, then
Yep.
we table
Good
it. then
point.
that's
That
fine.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Because what happened
I
was
agree
this
with that.
one.
Do we need Dave and Alicia, or can we let's send them home? We don't need them anymore.
They can stay if they want.
Yeah,
That was-
It's up to them.
I don't think so on this, Terry.
yeah.
I mean, this is kind of a no-brainer
Yeah.
thing. This is what, the same thing that happened down in Warren not long ago. It's the same situation.
Right. And
You've got
Dave
part
has
of it.
already given it his blessing at plat committee, development plan, so.
Hey, thanks for being here, guys. If
Hey,
you wanna
guys,
go.
you guys can go if you want to.
Thank
We
you.
don't need you for the next one. Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
you being
Alicia.
here.
Thanks, Dave.
See, you guys worked, I mean, to work tonight. There was questions that need to be answered, you were there. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what happened was, is they applied for development plan, and as I was reviewing it, I realized half the parcel is not zone GB. So we went ahead and kept them on the development plan agenda, so we wouldn't slow them down, and we approved it subject to the ultimate rezoning being approved by the town council, Roanoke Town Council.
Okay.
Can you give your name and address?
Kim Costello, we're at 505 Westwood Drive. So.
Okay. Everybody had a chance to, you've got the plats up here now, Jessica, correct? So,
Yep.
Jessica's, so if everybody's attention, we've got the plats up here on the TV screen, so,
Yeah,
Can
hang
you-
on just a second, I'm gonna grab their development plan file.
okay?
So this is one parcel and part of it is GB and one of it's
I think it's,
residential?
was this the old RNC fence building? That's what I thought. It burnt down.
They own all the property, there's no.
Jay Geiger
residence.
owns everything in Renton.
Yeah.
Again, is there a divided in the middle of a parcel for different zoning? Is that what's going on?
Correct.
Okay.
So basically the same thing we had down in Warren with the church, where part of it, remember the line is going?
That's what I was asking. I didn't,
Yep.
of course, I don't have that line or where that's at or anything,
Yep.
but.
So we don't do that anymore, do we?
Yeah, all the time. No.
I mean, that's not something we do, have we ever in the last 20 years zone half of a parcel?
No.
I'm just trying to figure out, I'm kind of curious how this
Well, I
happened.
think because there used to be two parcels,
Yeah, they were combined.
and then he bought them both. So the one to the north where you see the R2, he combined with the
Yeah,
other.
I'll have them talk about it and show what they're proposing.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna pass around the
So
site
Brandon,
plan here.
Brandon was asking about how this happened. Is it two parcels were combined and they had
At some
different?
point in time, I couldn't find records of when they were combined.
Probably quite a ways.
Yeah. How it,
I just asking, we don't do this anymore, right? We don't ever.
zone half a no.
Okay, that's what I just was.
I'm
reading.
certain that was what happened, is they got combined at some point in time, and
Okay.
just happens to be, half of it was zone general business.
Okay.
I couldn't even find any use approvals
This is the whole parcel.
for
we're
the
talking
other
about.
half,
It's
so.
the one to the north is the one that's part of it, where it says the R2.
Exactly.
That is part of the red.
Yeah, because this used to be.
So this is all one parcel right now?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I was confused. I thought this was a line for a parcel. Okay,
No, it's just a difference in the zoning.
okay. And they want to go to all general business? Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this will be the same as that.
And we're passing around the site plan that shows you what they're proposing to do, which is
So-
what we approved at development plan.
So is there general business on both sides of this then?
We want there to be, there isn't right now. Right now, one side's R2, one side's GB.
On both sides of that parcel, is there general business?
No,
No.
Oh, no, not on
No.
that, no.
their houses on both sides.
Just the parcel.
So on this one, it's
It's-
this one and the one to the,
Let me see. I can't tell from here what you're
that's
showing
all
me.
right.
These are houses.
Just making
House,
sure.
house.
I can't
This
tell if
was-
they're houses or just
This is
buildings.
the other
No,
piece.
this was the old
Yeah,
RNC
yeah,
fence.
piece. All around it, Terry,
And
is
then fence
residential.
pieces out of here.
Yeah.
It
So
burnt
this
down.
is the whole
So
piece
I
right
think
here.
they're trying to buy it.
Jay Geiger's.
That's a house?
Yes,
Yes.
there is no property line here. It's
We're
all-
making that into
that's
general
all the time
business.
it became a
Well,
property.
you already got business here.
So on here,
But he's buying both of these houses, isn't he?
no, here he owns
No,
it.
just to the north.
Just this
The
one.
one to the north.
Yeah, he already owns all, both
Right.
of those. I think
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Yeah,
Does
so
he own
there's
this one
the-
too? Doesn't own this one.
No,
There's
just
that
this
drive.
as
But
one
this is
whole
already
Yeah,
piece.
so on
business.
here, I think she's saying it's this
I
one.
couldn't find any approvals where it was used, but it
So
has
it's
been
these
for
two
some reason.
here.
I understand.
You
And
know,
I drove out there, it's like hill, like it goes down. So like this house sets up high. Okay, so there's that.
So I'm assuming these
Oh,
are
that's
storage
the
units?
creek right there, okay.
they got storage units on down too. What is this?
So that was theirs too?
There, pass it.
I don't know if it's his or not. It's someone's building.
Brenda, Jason, pretty bother. Brenda, Dark, have you ever been in there? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think we're kind of getting this, our heads wrapped around this. Brandon, do you have any other questions for Kim? Here's the map there if you guys want to see it.
I mean, not really, to me, it's one of those things where half of the parcel's already been operated as a business. I mean, it is all, I drove by there yesterday, it is all residential, except for that one section, but the stuff to the south is kind of up higher. I mean,
Well, and it was approved, subject to the rezoning being successful at the Roanoke Town Council after this. Was approved with screening, either we decided on vegetation or some type of screening right there on the residential sides to the west,
yeah, I
north, and
never,
south.
yeah, 24 there, whether it's north or east.
Right.
So there are some adders if it does get approved, is what you're saying?
What's that?
You say there's some
Buffer,
conditions?
yeah.
Right, for those residential properties that are being used as residences,
Okay.
yes.
Wasn't it supposed to be like tree lined on that north?
Yes, I believe we
So-
decided on vegetation.
For any kind of lighting from the storage units, there needed to be a buffer on the north side.
Right.
And I think it was trees of some sort needed to be planted. And
Yeah.
at development plan, they had no issues with that.
Right.
And I guess I just had trouble wrapping my mind around that it is general business out in the middle of residential, but it's already there. We're not
Right,
gonna
it's been
change
that way
that.
for I don't know how
Yeah, we're
long.
gonna change that because it's already there.
Right.
And so all we're doing is making the parcel whole so that it's all zoned the same.
Correct.
Same general
You said they
business.
bought
So,
it under the assumption that the whole thing was general.
They did not realize it wasn't
Right.
all zone general business.
Because most of the time it's not split.
right.
So-
Correct. Right.
Okay.
And I will note that we did not receive any calls from any neighbors with no questions whatsoever.
Well, I mean,
So,
You had a business run there.
yeah.
And you got a rental home.
yeah. So,
Okay.
So the security lights at nighttime will be buffered for any,
yes, and then, you know, they are to be shining in on the property, not out onto, and MLS seemed very comfortable with relaying that back to the owner and everything at development plan. So we addressed a lot of those specific things at development plan. Kind of the cart before the horse in this case, but just the way it worked out in this particular
And
instance.
everything they've done has been very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah,
They don't
ask,
cut
you know
corners.
what.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of the same way. I didn't see an issue because it was already, half of it is, I mean, kind of one of those things we're not gonna say, or I don't think we should say no. I mean, personally.
Yeah, and you guys will be making a recommendation to the Roanoke Town Council, and then
Oh,
after
so
today, I will be getting it on their agenda
Okay.
tomorrow, so.
I'll go ahead and make the motion.
So
to-
now we gotta read through
Okay.
what do we need to pay attention to. Thank you, Todd,
Get
for
going,
taking
get going, Ed.
taking the lead.
Time to go. Time to go.
So Steve,
I've been in
you think
Ohio.
we're okay with going forward with this?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I think it's clear enough. and
Yeah.
Okay, so the commission has to pay reasonable regard to the comprehensive plan, and I guess we're okay with the comprehensive plan. Is that everybody fine that this follows the comprehensive plan? Signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, any opposed? Okay, the current conditions and the character of the current structures and uses in each zoning district. So what do you think? Does that seem, mentions in the comments that the property has been loosely used for retail purposes in the past? No past approvals could be documented, however.
Put screening into
Right.
residential.
So with the screening and everything, so everybody okay with that? Signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, any opposed? Okay, we'll go ahead then to the most desirable use for which the land in each zoning district is adapted.
Half of it's there. Half of it's already working.
Half of it's already, so everybody okay with that?
Well, the
Okay.
fact that you're getting business along 24 is not
24, yeah.
surprising, okay? Yeah.
So everybody signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, any opposed? Okay, we'll go ahead then to the conservation of property values throughout the jurisdiction.
So certainly don't see it hurting anything.
Well, there was a business already there.
You were already general business,
Business
you're not
already
changing,
there, so-
you're not changing the values when there was a general business already there, you know?
The existing business was pretty shoddy, so
Okay?
being refurbished will definitely be good for that area.
Okay, everybody on board with that, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Go ahead to reasonable development and growth.
Yes.
Yes. Everybody okay? Signify
Yes.
by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, then,
Not this one.
Brandon, or did you
Todd?
want to?
Nope, there you go, Todd.
Todd, did you want to,
I can. We'll make the motion to go ahead and make the recommendation to the town council that we can combine the properties as general business zoning.
Second.
Brandon has a second. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, well, motion passes to send this favorable recommendation to the Roanoke Town Council. Any other items for discussion for the Town of Roanoke Plan Commission? Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
motion's been made to, yes,
before we
Don.
do, I just have a question. how can we go ahead, I agree with Todd that the subdivision should be paved. How can we go ahead and make that part of the ordinance?
I don't know if you caught it or not though, but the highway department is in the process of changing their ordinance for that. It just has not gone
That's
through
their
yet.
purview there?
Right.
Okay.
So
I believe it's,
they do that? The
yeah,
highway
it's under their
department?
highway manual. Now, I think when we're in the process of updating our UDO, I think that's something that we're gonna add to ours as well, but it's gonna be covered under their ordinance, the county highway manual.
I hope you
Is
understand.
it going to be a county highway or road and taken over by them, or is it a paved or a gravel driveway, private drive, going to be built to the standards that they can take it over?
I don't know exactly how they've gotten it worded, but yes, they're gonna require that private drives in the subdivisions, I don't know the exact language, is gonna be required to be at least chip and sealed.
How can the highway department do that?
It's in their ordinance now, I don't know that, I guess that'd be a question for Andy Boxberger.
Because it would seem like it would be under our purview to do that.
We're gonna see more of this.
Our ordinance just refers to the
Yeah, I agree.
Huntington
Todd, I
County
agree.
Highway
He
Manual.
Yeah, I said that at the meeting, I agree with you, I think we need to work.
Did you
with
catch
this.
that? Our ordinance says that it is to meet the county highway manual
Oh, got,
standards.
that's how to do it.
Right.
Okay.
It
So-
references that.
So I just want to point out one thing. The county is looking to hopefully draw more building into the county, okay? And in doing that, we want to have responsible building codes and building ordinances, but we don't want to make them so expensive. That's why I asked about the cost, that it prohibits progress or prohibits somebody from wanting to do something. And I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying I'm against what you guys are talking about. I just said we got to be careful from making it too cumbersome.
Well, how come Crown Hill has to have gutters, they have to have paved driveways, that gets done, and those lots are still within way reasonable what he's gonna get. He's gonna get
They're
80,000.
city limits.
That's city limits.
Okay, but I'm just saying, it's no different that we can put a stipulation on there, it's not gonna, his only making 300,000 or he makes 200,000, I don't care. I don't care what he makes. I'm saying every road should be of a good standard, because here's what's gonna happen.
But we
In
have to
15
get-
years, all those people aren't gonna agree. You already heard that he's got a 5-house subdivision, they can't agree, and they're in a big old fight, and that's why they want the county to come in and take it over. Who's gonna regulate that? You're gonna go to courts, you're gonna be in issues.
It'll be
It's
a
gonna be a
civil-
bigger shit show
Right.
than it already is now.
And
then
we can
you
only
gotta deal with it.
regulate what our ordinances allow us to regulate.
Well,
So,
but
I
we
mean,
can make the ordinances, that's what I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with saying, we need to put that in the ordinance. Heritage Farms has beautiful homes just right up the road from where Clooney did the last one, that has been paved since day one, and it's a private drive. 224, Mark Pasco put that in out there years ago, that is paved all the way out back through there. I mean, I never knew until I stepped on here that a private drive could be gravel. I don't understand it. It's just,
Well, I mean, that's the
and we
difference
set
in
ordinances
one
when
house.
Shelley Schinkel was buying land out there on 200, and now we changed those ordinances, you can't sell open more than lots, because we tried to stop all that from taking production out, but we'll let a private drive with gravel go.
Let me try one
I
more
think
time to
the-
explain it to you.
The thing,
You can go put a house in right now, build a house, and it can be a gravel drive.
I
It's no
agree.
different than what you're doing here,
But
it's a
this,
gravel
then
drive.
why are we calling this a subdivision? Why do we have to even approve all this?
Because that's the wording.
No,
that
why
is
do
in
we
the
have to
code.
approve all this? If I can go build a house on my
It's a number
ground,
of lots.
because we're plotting, we can change that requirement if we're plotting these lands off. There's the whole reason, if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have to go before us.
I think, are they looking at a size ratio for calling it a county highway?
I mean, theoretically, our ordinance says that the county can only take over a road if it's over so many feet long and so many lots,
Okay.
per our ordinance.
Right.
I don't know where
So-
that came
so-
from legally. We have a zoning consultant working on this, so obviously we'll look to her advice on that. If we can add something in, we certainly
I
will.
would hate, I agree in this situation with the number of lots, that I agree. it
I
should
gotta
be
drive
made.
through 6 lots
But-
to get to my lot. I gotta drive through somebody's potholes to get back to my driveway. If my pothole's in my driveway, that's mine to deal with.
But I don't, likewise, I
It's
wouldn't
still
want
their
to go
choice to buy
and have
I mean,
one big lot
I
that
get it,
has
I
a
get
really
both
long
sides
driveway.
about
But
the
it'll end
price.
up coming back to us.
With that in the air, I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
I don't want to, I wouldn't want to make it such that, you know, one person putting in a lot in a big house in a big lot that has a long driveway, that all of a sudden now he has to pay.
Where's that cutoff if it's two houses back
Well,
there?
that's what I'm
though?
saying.
If it's three houses back
There
there.
needs to be something for
you
the
know?
number of houses, because, you know, 2 or 3 houses to me, you know, stone driveway, I don't think is an issue. But when you get above to 5 or whatever, then now.
We got free market, somebody with a lot of money that wants a real big house ain't gonna buy a lot on gravel, period. I mean, you're in the real estate, right?
Careful, they just did out there on 1,000 North. Go look at some of them $500,000, $700,000 homes.
They'll end up paving it or whatever. I got a question though with the gravel and whatnot. Does that affect, and I don't know who on here might know, the retention pond? Porous versus non-porous?
No.
So it won't affect that at all? So that's not why
Gravel
somebody-
roads are still called, or determined to be impervious.
Right.
Okay, so, okay, that was something I was
I could put it better
curious.
than that.
So see, in there again, you got the retention.
Impervious.
Who maintains all that if something happens? All the landowners, right?
But you're also,
That's in the
you're almost trying to
agreement.
make an argument to try to have people, you're trying to save people from themselves. If they're going to buy a lot that has a gravel road, that is their prerogative.
Right,
I
correct.
understand that, but I'm just
It's
telling you.
it's up to them.
I've been on the banking side, and I've fought these battles and seen the shit that's went down and the lawsuits.
Yeah.
I got a lake place that they're fighting
So I
with
found
all
it
kinds
said
of stuff right now. It
County
just
will
turns
not
into a
accept
mess.
any rights of way for a street road or accept any street for maintenance purposes unless the total street network is at least 1,500 feet in length or provides access to at least 20 lots. So now I don't know if over time that came from the Huntington County Highway Manual. I'd be curious to see what's in that, but
And again,
Yeah.
I would hate to see us put such strenuous requirements in that it detours this progress, because we could use this house.
I disagree. I don't think it's gonna deter anything.
I would
It just
assume
lets
that
him off the hook. a little
additional
easier.
cost would be put in the price of the lot.
Right, but there's a certain economies of scale,
Yeah.
okay? Where you get so many that, like he was talking about a city subdivision where there's a house every third of an acre of a lot, that it's absorbed in the number of houses you're building. And that's probably why they looked at 20 houses at one point. There's a certain number of houses and a certain number of sales that can happen there to make that road more cost effective,
I think
okay?
it's
yeah.
27,000 to chip and seal a mile, county road. So you're telling me 27, to be $100,000.
But not to argue with you, Todd, but even if you chip and seal it, and it's not a county road, they're still gonna be arguing about who's gonna maintain that when it has to be
I
maintained.
understand that, but when you run all the cement trucks and everything else, that road's a complete disaster. It's a complete disaster.
And I'll need to ask Dave, here we sent him home,
Ask
this
him-
would have been a question for
You
him,
haven't
to
seen
ask
him
if
out there
his
now?
highway
Yes.
manual, the revisions or the current one, has that language in there that they'll only take it to so many lots, because this is only 11 lots.
And he
So
went
even if
bankrupt
they
building
paid
it.
whatever, it still wouldn't be taken over by the county.
I don't know.
Unless they have a
Because all the
conflict with
costs.
ours and maybe ours needs changed, you know? That's
Then why
possible.
would they even be considering the 5 lots that he was talking about that they want them to take over? Why would they even be considering that?
Right, this wasn't mentioned until he was gone. I mean, so now I'm thinking, I'm gonna ask him
Yeah.
tomorrow and find out what his ordinance says and touch base with
Just
him on
curiosity
that.
when he, made that case about the 5.
Right.
If it's
And those
20,
people
why
are
would he even be
crying,
considering it?
upset that they want them to take over it, but like, you bought that and you knew, and so like, I'm sorry that you get
Hey,
added to the.
there's a
end
lot of
list,
things
you know?
people buy that they've had, but things
Sometimes
change over
the
time.
best lessons in life are learned the hard way.
Right. You know, they pull their money together, they work on it, or they accept that they're at the bottom of the list. Like, I mean, I get it, though, it would be ideal to have it paid, I agree with you.
You know, they should minimally meet the base requirements.
Right.
You know, so that in the future it could become a
Right.
county highway.
Right.
And, that's where the real problem comes in, why they wouldn't want to take it over, is if they didn't put in a proper base of thickness that somebody.
They'd have to rebuild the road.
They're going to have to
rebuild
start
the whole
over
thing.
from scratch.
Yeah.
Or constantly maintaining because.
But
it's
all
never
those
gonna
people
hold
that
up.
bought those originally knew that, and knew that they were gonna have to
Right.
maybe put that money into those roads.
Well-
I mean, and that was their decision.
They-
I don't know that, you're giving them a lot of credit.
Yeah, that's giving too
And
much
it really
credit.
wouldn't have been
It's
a
buyer beware.
secondary unless we knew that it was gonna meet that base requirement.
people that
secondary
belong to the
approval.
association.
So
the
I'm
homeowners
aware of
association dues,
the
but they don't.
disconnect.
But don't think about that at the time.
Happened later
But
during
but you could
construction.
get into
and
that
it just
for the
didn't get
septic
caught, I don't
systems
know.
too, right?
Well, we
What's that?
do.
You could get into that, hang on a second, you could get it in the septic systems too. Somewhere down the road, that septic system is gonna be, and who's gonna pay for it? The individual owner. Same thing with the road. They agreed to that, okay?
But they could buy that lot and do 40,000 instead of 20,000 in septic, because they have to put a different system in to make the
Flushing
requirements.
their toilet's a little different going over bumps. Yeah. But
That's just
So-
my opinion. You guys do what you
I
want.
agree.
I'm-
Construction and the cement trucks and that, they're gonna rebuild that road a couple
I
times.
will vote
before
no
it's
every
done.
time on those roads if he's not paving. That's just my opinion.
But you weren't voting no on the roads, you were voting on whether it met the requirement for today, and it does.
But I'm still gonna vote no. I just don't feel it meets my requirement of what it should be.
Kim, we couldn't have put that in as as a requirement.
No, because it's not, we
No.
haven't changed the ordinance.
Not until it gets changed.
If you go back to the last meeting he came before us, I voted no there too.
Yeah, I know you did.
Right, yeah.
And Terry, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to, it's just,
No,
there's a whole nother story to this if I can
Well,
talk.
I think like he was saying though, I mean, you're talking about who's gonna pay. Well, even if it was asphalt, you still got 11 people that have to
Keep it up,
decide
maintenance
to
it.
come in
Yeah.
with money.
But-
So it's just a different.
I encourage you to go out to Roanoke, to Pheasant, whatever that first one he put in there and drive out there. I encourage you to go out there. Just off of the 950 and 1,000
950.
north. I farmed all around. Go out there and look at it. There's potholes, there's dirt piled up everywhere, there's stuff everywhere. I mean,
Well,
these
if I
people
remember
are
right,
jamming houses back
220
in.
was already gravel though.
It was,
It was, but it's getting paid, right?
yes.
Yeah.
It's on the list to be paid.
It is
220?
paid.
It is paid.
It is paid now.
He
But
got
Jim
that,
is
he
still-
got the county to pave that when he put that in out there.
With-
So,
with the
but my
way-
point is go look at the drives and the condition of the drives right now.
the
And
way-
there are
way it's-
beautiful homes
You're
out
talking the
there.
drives off of 220.
I'm talking the private drives that he put in. Because they
That go
built
off of
houses
220?
back in there.
Yes.
Okay.
The way they have it set up now, it should, in the covenants, say that all the landowners to combine together
Yep.
as
Right.
a vote.
And Todd, it obviously didn't deteriorate,
Right.
or did
Well,
keep them from building those
Not
houses,
yet.
because there are
Some of those-
some absolutely gorgeous homes out there.
Some of those in front built, but the ones back hadn't built. I mean, but there's also some stuff that's really
Yeah,
rough.
there's,
You got
almost
one that
$1 million home back
attached
there.
attached their pole barn to the house and it's, you know, it's like, it's those ordinances.
I've got a couple of ponds back there that are back off the road that are absolutely
I'm
gorgeous
not
homes.
disagreeing, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but he also didn't put it into to specs of, the cul-de-sacs weren't big enough either. You know, how did that sneak in? To me, that should have made, because EMS units gotta turn around back in there, even though it's a private
Cul-de-sac
drive.
should be, I agree 100% cul-de-sacs. ought to
But
be
that
there.
wasn't in our ordinance.
Is it gravel cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is in the ordinance because it's supposed to meet the highway specs.
Right.
So it is.
Well, how'd
in
they
the
get
ordinance.
in?
So
I don't
how
know.
hard is it to add
I don't know if
5
they
feet?
had it on their plans and then it didn't get built to plan and highway didn't catch it. I don't know. Foreman,
So it
guys
is in
out there
our-
didn't catch it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I
probably
can't answer
easier
that.
to fix if it's gravel than concrete berm and.
Well, and I'm not talking concrete berm, I'm just saying.
I know, I'm just saying that.
Chip and seal.
But if that goes bad years down the road with great big potholes, it's gonna be just as expensive to, and it's still gonna be up to the landowners to all pitch in and fix it.
Well, that's good, they have to build the road base
Right.
to county spec.
I don't disagree with that. at
Do
all.
they have to?
Yeah, I'm not sure
Is that
what
the
went
question?
south on the
Yeah,
Pheasant Ridge. I
Isn't
don't
that-
know.
isn't that
Does
what
the
he
county
said?
inspect
They-
that?
They have to build that spec to county, right?
Yeah,
The base.
the type of rock, the size and the depth and the width has to be to their county specs.
And the
Yes.
county
It,
signs off of
it
that.
actually designates that for a gravel private road, I believe.
So that
Yes.
way, if they ever chip and seal it or pave it,
Yeah.
then
base
it's
is there.
already prepped for them
Well,
to take
yeah.
over.
What
Yeah.
you were
Now, I
saying.
need to talk to Dave about,
Who inspects that?
But
I
again,
don't
why
know
would we
if
take
it's
that over?
Foreman, I don't
Well,
know.
You guys are telling me it's gonna cost a lot of money to take it over, there's no reason to take them over.
That's why I brought up the whole property tax. Like, that's why I was curious, like, if the county ends up taking, not this one, whenever, if they decide to take roads over, that's why I was kind of curious if that
It's not gonna
changes.
change their tax anything.
I would,
Because if the county is
slightly,
maintaining,
assess value slightly,
that's why I was kind of
The
curious.
road's gonna change their assessed value.
slightly.
Well, I'm just wondering if there's anything in there,
And then the bracelet calls out what type of road's out in front of your house, so I think it would slightly.
whether
If
it's
it does,
a
I think it's
private.
minimal.
It's minimal, you're right, it's minimal, but
But
it's.
you get rid of snow plowing, you get rid of putting in gravel, you get the benefits to the
that's why I
homeowner.
wondered.
And that's
I mean,
when
if
you'll have
it's-
a group of 25 people in here begging the county
If
to
it's
take
a
them
county
over.
road, yeah, they're
You
gonna
had 5
plow
of
it,
them.
they're gonna maintain, if it's a pavement.
Pay them now, pay them later.
And I'll talk to Dave. Dave might not be aware that our ordinance, or even maybe his highway manual, has a limitation on what the county can take over as far as feet, size of the road, you know, or lot size. It just
So
might
we're gonna
not be
work on
something
it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him, we'll touch base with him and go from there.
And again, all I was saying is I don't want it to be a deterrent
Right.
to building.
Right, we
You know.
do need the housing, yeah.
I don't think
I have a
that-
motion on the table.
Yeah, the motion has been made. Is there a second? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Meeting adjourned.
What do you take charge?
Getting out of here.
Well, I learned something.
You're welcome, buddy. I'm here to help.